Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. As you can see, I've been doing a lot of wiring out here, but I'm kind of at a dead end until I rearrange and clean again. What I need to do is get everything set up for the last 2 runs of Conduit, at least for now. One of the runs will come from the box, just like that one, up, over, and right into here somewhere. And then it's going to go right along the ceiling, way out to there, and there's going to be 2 boxes. That's going to be for the machine drops. That's going to be pretty complicated, and I'll show you in the video where we do that. Once that one's in, there's going to be another conduit coming up out of that pull box right there, over to where the joists are, and then that's going to go all the way across the room, and then down right next to the door. I have to put wood and stuff in there, but I'm going to run the conduit all the way just about to the end, and we'll do the rest of it later. So I need a path cleared for this, and I need this area right here cleared. And to do that, I need to move the table again. This time it's not going to be that hard. I'm just going to move it right here, and it can stay here for a good amount of time. I need to have this outlet right here clear, so I'll probably put it ending right here. That'll give me good access to the door. It'll give me access to the wall, so I can put some panels on there shortly. And what we're going to do is wire this one up. Well, it'll be these 2 outlets. Then I can plug these 2 extension cords in here, have them go up and over with magnets to where they go over here. One of them goes to the lights right here, and the other one hooks up to the power for the furnace. That's all going to go into the sub panel when that goes in. And I'm not sure if I'll have to move any of that stuff or not. I have to move the table because I'm going to be working on the top of the scaffold, working my way across the room. And I'll be working on the scaffold, working my way that way as well. So a few things have to change, but we do have an area where stuff can stay for quite some time. I don't have to get at this area for a good month or so. So it's like a semi-permanent home. So first thing we got to do is I'm just going to set up the horses where this is going to go. And then I'll set up those horses over there, move the stuff off of it, get the panel moved, put the stuff back on it. And then I kind of got to clear this area out too. I have a lot of my electrical and my air compressor stuff staged here so I could see what I have. I'll arrange that stuff somewhere else. But yeah, it's getting really exciting in here, but I got to get this done so that I can start running Conduit again tomorrow. Okay, got a real good start, but I had to stop and think about this for a while. I was going to put all of this air compressor stuff on this table as well, but it's starting to get pretty filled up, and I have a good deal of stuff that still has to come over here. I need to keep my categories separate. I have electrical stuff, paint stuff, woodworking stuff, metalworking stuff, and air compressor stuff. And I don't want them all jumbled together. So at first I was thinking I'll just move these horses and one of these pieces of melamine right around the corner here. But that's one of the areas I'm keeping clear. My electric line for the service drops is going to come over and go through here. So I need to get even more of this area cleared all the way through here. I need this open, I need the box open, and I need a path from these switches all the way over to the other side open. So that leaves this corner. There's nothing that needs to go in this corner. All the electrical's done. This is a clean wall because lumber is going to be stored on this entire wall. So this entire area, all the way from the box over to there, is free. So I think I'm going to put my air stuff over there and get that all on one of these tops, and then I can actually take the other top and just set it over on the wood. And then when I need a piece of wood, I can just take the whole top and move it out of the way for a little bit. All right, got a plan going here. Yeah, it's going to get really tight, and then all of a sudden, we're going to have tons of room out here. But before we can do that, we got to get more of this electric in. So let me get cleaning again. Okay, starting to get a handle on it. I can still put a bunch of stuff behind that board. We got, nearly a foot. I can put some of this stuff behind there, put the lights behind there, tighten that up a bit. I measured my distance. Where is that? Right here. 140, oh no, it's not that one. It is 160 inches from this wall. That takes me to about right here. All of this stuff needs to be cleared out. That's where the last box is going to go. There's going to be one there and one there, and that's going to drop the electrical down to the machines. That's this right here, up, over, across, and then it'll have drops for the machines. That's going to be pretty interesting, but that'll be in a trapdoor video. But that'll show me what I need to do. I need to get all of this cleaned up as well and pick up my electric stuff that I was using just a little while ago. Still got a good amount to do. Oh, and I got to get this sound insulation. I got to move that again, move that under the bench. And then these horses, I'm going to have to just set aside somewhere because I'm going to need them to put lumber on or plywood on when I start back up on this wall right here. I got to get part of that wall on so I can do the electrical. Very complicated. Very soon, though, I'll have these two wires out of here. I am so tired of tripping over these things. Oh yeah, I can also get rid of another set of wires by plugging in my chargers over here. We'll get the 2 wires going up and across, up on magnets like this, and then I can just put the chargers right over there. It's going to be so nice having actual electricity out here. Okay, a lot left to do. I'm going to run and have some lunch and then get back out here and get back at it. This has to be done tonight, so I really got to move on this. Okay, nearly done for the day. Let me show you this here. This is the run. We have the first box at 60, and the second box is 94 inches away from that. So, or it's actually at 62. So that first box is in between 2 joists, and it's going to have 3/4 inch conduit holding it up. We're going to have a big screw right into the joist at either one. Then we have another screw into a joist down here, and this box would be kind of free floating. And I'm going to look at the drawings tonight and see if I can go to one of the joists and just end up with the box right on the joist. I have a lot of flexibility on where these boxes go because it's just going to have cord kind of draped like this, and then it goes down to the machine. I'll show you that real quick. It's much bigger cord though. That's the cord right there. And then at the machine, it goes through this like Chinese finger thing, and this is held up by a neodymium magnet up on the tin. So that can go anywhere it needs to be. Like if I have the jointer is going to go right in here somewhere. But if the jointer was right here, wherever the cord wants to go up, I can go straight up and put a magnet there and then loop my wire over to wherever the box is. So I got some flexibility on these, and right about where it comes out, it comes to about right here. I can adjust that as well, and what I'm going to do, it's going to be hard to see, this rib right here is a double rib. That is where they overlap. That's the strongest area, and you can make it even stronger. They call them stitching screws, or you can use rivets. If you connect the two, they're overlapped right now, but if you put screws or rivets in there, you can make it way stronger by doubling the thickness of the metal. Right now, it's not as strong as that, but it's fairly strong the way it is. So I'm going to come right through the center right here, and like I said, I'm going to check on the computer and see if I can end it right where there's a joist going across. I can, but I don't want it to go too far with the cord drooping like that. Well, it's not going to be actually drooping like that. it's going to be one of these with a small carabiner on it, and it's going to be nice and straight right up by the ceiling. It's not going to have these big old sloppy hooks and stuff like that. So yeah, this is going to work out really nice. Just a little bit left to do. I think I will move some of this stuff out of the way because, yeah, we can go right to this one right here. I think I'm going to measure where this one is, and I think that's where we're going to stop it, because one of the wires goes over to the table saw and one goes to the planer. It's going to be table saw, space, planer, space, jointer. And the space is nearly 4 feet because it's going to have a material rack between each one of them. I'll start working with the wood over there, joint it, put it on the material rack, then plane it, put it on the material rack, and then it goes right over to the saw. You'll see all that in future videos, but make sure you're subscribed over at Trapdoor Woodworks, otherwise you might miss it. Okay, let's just get this area cleaned out a little bit, and soon this compressor is going to be over here, but I got to get the wire pulled and get the outlets in first. I ran out of boxes. I got to get the box for the dust collector, and I need to get a remote for that as well. I got to get all the wiring done on this wall. Then I'm going to unbolt this from its pallet, get it in place, and once I'm positive on where I want it, I have a whole anti-vibration setup right here. It's double pads, so that should keep it from making a lot of noise and moving around on the floor. If it does move at all I'm going to do is bolt it right to the floor through them holes, but I don't think I'll have to. Okay, I'll come back one more time when I have this cleared out a little bit, and then I will sign off then. Okay, got her nice and clean and organized, ready to work tomorrow. I did a little figuring, and if I were to screw the box right into the joist right here, that would put it about 2 feet further than I want. What's that dimension? I want it at 160. That would put it at 183 3/4. So I don't think I want to do that. See, this saw right here is going to move way over to here, and then you got the 4 feet, then the planer, then 4 feet, and then the jointer. The jointer is going to be way over here. Like the jointer's right here, there's a walkway, and then there's a countertop right here with the miter saw over here. So you cut the stuff at the miter saw, you put it on a temporary shelf right here, or a temporary place to put it, or onto the counter itself. And then when you're done cutting, you just turn around and start jointing. Grab your wood and start jointing. And then when it's jointed, you put it onto the table right behind the jointer, like from right here. As you're jointing it, you put it onto the table. So the electricity is going to come up here, and the dust is going to come up right here, I think. So once it's jointed, you would put it onto the table like that. I can play around with it a bit as well. That's why everything's designed for that. All right, well, I'm going to look at this on the computer and make some decisions, and then we're going to come back here tomorrow and make that run. And as I said earlier, it's going to look exactly like that metal conduit right there. It's going to come up, go over, except it's going to go onto the ceiling, and travel over here. What I can do, it's going to use these exact same boxes. The side without the ground, this side here, I can put my own holes in the back here and then put the box right up against the rib. So the box would be against the rib right here, and then I can use single-sided straps so those are screwed through the thicker part, or the doubled part, and those two screws would go through the double part as well, and then I would have a couple more screws. The biggest problem is just having a box floating out on this tin and not connected to anything really solid. It's going to have safeguards so you can't yank it out of the ceiling. When you have stuff dangling like that, you run the risk of it getting yanked out of the ceiling and pulling part of the ceiling down. So I don't want that at any cost. So we're going to do a bit more thinking on this tonight. And like I said, we'll get started tomorrow. So if you want to see that video, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.